Ah yes, The Elder Scrolls Online. I have such fond memories of this game, until I obviously stopped playing.
Fix the game! Fix it!
Update 36 promised to change not much at all, and yet it broke everything. The whole world came crumbling down. But how did we get here? What did these money-grabbing bastards do to make us eventually quit The Elder Scrolls Online? Let's go back to that frightful day where everything changed, shall we?
No!
It's been a whole week since update 36, and I feel like I've had time to process the sheer fuckery that has gone on. What we thought was one problem turned out to be multiple problems, and the actual time frame for the fixes is pretty fucking abysmal. Console will be receiving the update a week from now, and we're still not quite sure how well that's going to go. It might be fuckery round 2. In regards to the DLC itself, it adds pretty much next to no new content other than a copy paste of High Isle. This year we saw Elden Ring released, we saw New World get a new expansion, and we also have World of Warcraft getting their expansion. And what did we get for the Elder Scrolls? A fucking card game. Oh, and let's not forget the 50 new items added to the Crown Store.
Hello, I like money.
I'm being too harsh. I'm sorry, I apologise. What I meant to say is, this DLC has been amazing, and it now allows me to hug a horse or pet a cow. Great. I can't think why there's so many dirty rumours about The Elder Scrolls Online potentially shutting down. I mean, this is top quality content. They clearly are putting their best staff on this. It doesn't seem lazy whatsoever to have fake doors which don't open just to try and make you feel like this isn't such a ghost town of a copy-pasted dead zone. Update 35 had the biggest exodus of players in years, and I feel like Update 36 is carrying on that trend. But is it fair to blame Update 36, or is there something else going on here? As I mentioned earlier, New World does indeed have an expansion out. Maybe all the ESO players have just simply switched games for the month and they'll be back within a couple of weeks. I mean, we saw the same thing happen with Lost Ark, and all those players crawled back, those dirty cretins. After they had their waifu fix, they come back to ESO. Or did they? I think what's more unbelievable was that there were 35 patches before this one, which broke the fucking game, and on the 36th attempt, they still broke the fucking game. It's almost like there's no quality control there at the ZeniMax headquarters. This is the first time in a long time that no one is suffering from change fatigue because there weren't many changes whatsoever. Perhaps that's the problem. There should have been more changes because the current meta is pretty shitty, if I'm being honest. So I think it's safe to say that The Elder Scrolls Online is in a pretty fucking abysmal state right now. Which then leads to the question, should I quit The Elder Scrolls Online? Should you quit The Elder Scrolls Online? Should everyone just pack in their subscription and go play something else? Now, to anyone who's been paying close attention to my channel, my goal has always been to branch out into other content. And it just so happens that now everyone else also has the same goal, because that's how shit ESO is right now. I don't think Update 36 is the day that ESO died by any means. In fact, Update 35 was probably a lot more grim. But it is a telltale sign as to what's to come and the future of this game. So the big question then, how many more updates should we allow to be shitty before we actually just give up? For the past 8 years, there's been one major problem with The Elder Scrolls Online, and that is indeed performance. But 2022 will go down as the year that they fixed Cyrodiil on one server. Well, kind of for the most part. I mean, 4 groups still cause a lot of fuckery, and there was that time after Midget Mayhem where it was also kind of fucked. But yeah, sure, Cyrodiil's fixed. But either way, it was proof that it was indeed more servers and RAM, which could fix the issue of performance, especially in Cyrodiil. So surely the promise of new servers for the console gang and PC EU just sounds promising for everyone and actually paints a bright future. It certainly won't get delayed whatsoever, definitely won't, no. The reason this is important as well is because at the start of the year they said, and I quote, "There'll be no PvP content until the servers are fixed," because it was a waste of time apparently. So does this mean PvP content in 2023? Question mark. And to that, I'm probably going to say no. Let's be frank, the Battleground weekends is the most boring fucking shit they put forward, and that's the best they can come up with. So any PvP content next year, I mean, I don't know, what more could they do to make it so fucking mundane and plain and boring? I don't know, maybe they'll add skins to fucking Siege. I'm calling it out now. Also, while we're talking about the future of ESO, please no one forget that they have promised a recoding, which we have had 0 updates on. And it's almost been a year, and it definitely didn't feel like they just said it to shut their community up at a time where they were failing. On the plus side, every year brings a new chapter, which you have to pay for, even though you have ESO Plus. And here's a little known fact. When it comes to ZeniMax and the content that they produce, they usually do it 6 months in advance, or they have it planned 6 months in advance. And if you rewind 6 months ago, Elden Ring was one of the most popular games and it was smashing the charts. It was taking players out of ESO. So, maybe, just maybe, they might have looked at Elden Ring, looked at their chapter, looked back at Elden Ring, and said, we will definitely not release another fucking card game. Sadly though, I believe this is pure hopium because it's already been said numerous times that the old Xboxes and PlayStations don't seem to be able to support another skill line, race, class, or whatever. So maybe 2 new companions, a new deck for the card game, and I don't know, advanced fishing. I honestly don't know what else they can add to the game without actually adding to the fucking game at this point, but yeah, I'm sure the chapter will somehow fucking do that. So here we are, another year which has been very lackluster, and the year ahead looking pretty much just as lackluster. We will have the chapter release in December where everyone will speculate like fuck and everyone will be wrong, but at least it gives us something to look forward to. So is this the year that I quit ESO? For me personally, no. Will it be next year? I don't know. I feel like I get closer and closer to exiting this game the more I fucking play it. But yeah, I don't want to make this video to make people quit. I don't want to like encourage people to fucking send hate anywhere. I just want to simply lay out the facts that this has been one of the fucking worst years for the Elder Scrolls, and I don't think next year is going to be any better. So sorry that there's no hopium message here. I'm just laying out the facts. But if you want to support me in my future endeavors of becoming a Sims 4 streamer / content creator, I don't know if I'm even joking at this point, by all means please subscribe, leave a comment below like as to how you feel about the whole situation, and hopefully I'll catch you on the next video, which may or may not be Elder Scrolls related. Sorry.